Let's back in with our old friend Hillary Clinton, who said this on MSNBC within 24 hours of the assassination attempt news breaking the day before, 22. It's 22.
And sadly, the press is still not able to cover Trump the way that they should. I don't understand why it's so difficult for the press to have a consistent narrative about how dangerous Trump is. The late, great journalist Harry Evans, one time said that, journalists should, really try to achieve objectivity. And by that, he said, I mean, they should cover the object. Well, the object in this case is Donald Trump, his demagoguery, his danger to our country and the world, and stick with it. Americans need to understand that they have to take Trump both seriously and literally. He has said what he wants to do. He and his allies with Project 2025, his desire to be a dictator, at least on day one, all of that is in the public record. He can't go back and give this very dangerous man another chance to do harm to our country and the world.
Well, I don't understand why she can't find a consistently good hairdresser. So we're all confused about consistency. I was just going
to say, did she put on a Madeleine Albright mask? I mean, what happened there? That's like
sometimes she looks quite good. At the DNC, she looked quite good. Then it fell apart. Whatever. My point is, I don't think she got the message about the dangerous rhetoric, guys.
Oh, she sure didn't. I mean, what an inarticulate surrogate. I can't even imagine
Holmes,
that they.
Wait, can I just say? And let's just be clear. It's their message. The Dems are the ones who say our words matter and can be dangerous, and we have to be responsible with them. Even 13 years later, they can cause a madman to attack Paul Pelosi. That's them who say, they're the ones who say that.
You know what I wonder is, who's making Hillary Clinton still do this? What? You've been in the public sphere for couldn't you just hang it up?
Just shame.
Just hang the jersey up? Why? Who needs another memoir from Hillary Clinton that she has to get out and do a media tour for, where we just need her musings on the politics of the day? I mean, how pathetic is that? Number one.
I have an answer to that. I think I know. It's purely speculative. But Hillary Clinton has a very weird and I think shitty marriage. And I have lots of reasons to believe that, as everybody knows. I don't think she has a husband who is in love with her or faithful to her. And I think I can't really blame him because she seems to have accepted this behavior since the inception of their marriage. And so past his prologue, you're going to get what you tolerate, what you permit, you promote. So she's in this marriage that is, at best loveless and at worst hateful. And she spent all of her daughter's upbringing away at work, at the law firm, in the White House, running for office. And Chelsea Clinton is not a nice person. And I think really is just sort of getting along based on the family name at this point. Remember her short stint as a Today Show correspondent? It was just use the name to up and up. That doesn't do anything for your ego. You're unable to affirm yourself. You need other people to do it. And so now she's got a daughter who I guess married a rich guy, but is struggling in her own right. Hillary's in a loveless marriage. She probably doesn't have a lot of real friends, just people who are glommers. And so she absolutely does have to write a fifth memoir and go on MSNBC and be told that she's amazing and that she matters.
And also the other thing, and I was Googling this because there was a rotating chyron on that clip of MSNBC. And every time I watch MSNBC, it feels like I'm opening a time capsule from 2016. And in that rotating chyron, and Hillary Clinton's on television, there was a promo for From Russia with Lev, a new documentary about Russia with Lev Parnas. And it's how are we still on MSNBC talking about Russia? I mean, these people are so one note. It's
that's
incredible.
Rachel Maddow's new documentary, Steve Krakauer is telling me. Unbelievable. She's doing new documentaries on the Russians still?
It's still unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. There's also, there's one more element to Hillary Clinton. It was what you got to at the top of the show, that Kamala's role model thing. I'm the first woman. I'm the first. We had an internal bingo game here about Hillary Clinton's speech. at the DNC. And like my first round draft pick is I guarantee that she says the name Geraldine Ferraro. And the reason that she says the name Geraldine Ferraro is because she was obviously the first woman vice presidential candidate. But then she'll use it as a way to talk about how she sort of broke these ceilings in order for Kamala to become the first woman presidential, maybe president.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like that thing that you always say, Holmes. We always talk about this too. Like when people rise during someone's farewell address in the United States Senate, right. And they're ostensibly there to praise this man or woman for their incredible service, but in fact, they just talk about themselves and how what they did helped this person have an illustrious career.
It's like Chris Christie at the 16 RNC, right? Wasn't that
the best politicians in the world do this so well? They go get like the only people who would ever consider making a eulogy to someone about their efforts to help one segment of America, and I just so intersected with the dead guy and who helped my efforts, and so therefore good man.
Yeah.
So true. Okay. So back to whether not one but two assassination attempts is tamping down the rhetoric on the Dem side. This one happened the day before the second assassination attempt, but 2 months after the first one where Trump took a bullet to the head. Has it tamped down the rhetoric? Let's check in with our friends at MSNBC, Jonathan Capehart's show, and a woman who goes by Democratic Party activist Reverend Dr. Jackie Lewis.
It is outrageous. It's horrifying, but it's expected from a fascist authoritarian person who wants to create havoc in this country, who wants to take us to Nazi Germany. I can't even talk, Nazi Germany. We exported racism, fascism to Nazi Germany. We exported it to South Africa, Jonathan. We know how to do it. We're good at it. And let's not pretend that Donald Trump isn't exactly like Mussolini, exactly like Hitler. He is that guy.
Oh.
And we're not going to get what we want if we elect this fascist, authoritarian weasel.
No notes. No. It's perfect. That's absolutely the most insane thing I've heard yet.
It was absolutely insane. She started with like the shocking but not surprising thing that like you hear from a lot of political spokespeople. Then it just devolves into he's Hitler, he's Mussolini. We exported this to the other continent. What? With the doctor's coat on with the yellow line? What does that mean?
I got to give a hat tip to Victor Davis Hanson for mentioning that. That's where I learned about it from. And he was saying, because he's, of course, a truly like brilliant and very well-informed historian. And he said, I'll bet you anything that if you actually asked her to tell you anything about Mussolini or his background or his life, she couldn't do it. Here's her background, FYI. Senior minister at Middle Collegiate Church in New York City, which I think I have attended many times. It was connected with my son's old school. She's an activist, preacher, advocate for racial equality, economic justice, and LGBTQIA plus equality.
Oh, my Lord.
Checks all the boxes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still reeling. Fellas, I don't think I've ever...
And of course, does MSNBC say... that's a lot, just got shot a couple weeks ago. Maybe No, it's fine. Because they believe it. If for the same reason, Trump protects Tim Walz when Tim Walz feels in trouble, and the Democrats are the ones causing the danger for Donald Trump. And they don't care. Their lunatics twice have now tried to take him out. I mean, they're still trying to tell us they don't know the political affiliation of the would-be shooter on Sunday, right? Like, pay no attention to that bumper sticker. It's and his 19 donations to Vote Blue, right? We have no idea. We'll never know.
Donald Trump has been president before. Like, that's the thing that is most shocking, that they're trying to use this same strategies they tried in 2015 and 2016. It's like, he was president. Was this Nazi Germany while he was president? Like, do people actually believe that?
And I think they do. And so this is the thing, like we've discussed, why Kamala doesn't talk about any policy or what she would do, anything like that, because the unifying message to their voters is Trump is Hitler, Trump is Hitler. And that's also why they can never backpedal on any of this rhetoric, because if they say, well, listen, we don't want to have, any violence done to Donald Trump, then their voters will be like, wait a minute, you told us 10 seconds ago this guy was Hitler. If he's Hitler, shouldn't we get rid of him?
Yeah.
That's why they can never backpedal, because their whole election, their whole message is based on the fact of telling their voters that you're going to die, the world's going to end, Trump is Hitler, that's why you're going to vote.
Yeah, it's like baling wire and duct tape to try to keep their coalition together in the first place. And with this lady,
some might call it the big lie.
Some might call it the,
well, let's see.
Did she?
Let's
hold on,
see if
Megyn.
they got the message that Trump is
She
Hitler.
had like this export import.
Yeah.
She was saying that we exported our hate to Hitler. I mean, did she mean import the other way around? Like,
I have no idea. Unless Donald Trump has a time machine, which many people have suggested.
Yeah, he's got to get in the DeLorean, do 58, right back to the 1930s. I mean, it's just unbelievable nonsense.
Let's see if the message has spread. Like, is this hate actually getting out there in a way that is, potentially disturbing? You could choose number 1 or number 2 assassination attempts, or you could just listen to C-SPAN in SOT 29.
Louisiana, Willie, Democrat, good morning.
Good morning. I just want to say I'm a very patriotic American. I did 20 years in the military, 2 tours in Vietnam, wounded in 1966, went back in 68. And I look at myself and think about, we were supposed, as a military man, we're supposed to close, kill, capture, destroy the enemy by all means available. And to see we let this man Trump destroy America, and I look at it and say, well, these 2 people had to step up and take that shot. I'm 83, nothing to lose.
I'm sorry, Willie, you're not advocating violence, are you?
Not violence. I'm talking about defending my country.
All right. Dan, in Louisville, Kentucky.
How about the look on that guy's face?
He's like, wait a minute. Button.
Oh, there is such humor. I don't know if you ever we had to watch these shows when we were in the Senate because you'd have C-SPAN on because they put the floor on at like 8, 9 o'clock. So you'd have to turn it on and they would do these call-in shows. It is high comedy when you get into the end of election season because the whole gist of what they do is that they sit there, they read the news basically on screen. Like they got a newspaper, they're literally reading it to you. And then they take calls and they take Republican, Democrat. And there's always this guy that looks exactly like that guy that they had on there who's like earnestly staring into the camera and they're like, oh yeah, caller from here. And the guy, they inevitably lose their mind. And watching the face of the guy when he understands he's got a live one on, it's one of the funniest things you can ever see in politics.
Oh man,
I kind of expected him to push back a little, to be clear, we are not calling for violence. Do not listen to Willie. Willie sounds like a psycho. Like maybe something like that. I know it's a C-SPAN anchor, but my friend, television person to television person, maybe just a word of like, please don't. You know how much my family and I love our dogs, Thunder, and yes, even sweet Strudwick. I can't imagine life without them. They've got a great life and they're lucky, but some dogs are not so lucky. And that's why I'm glad to tell you about Delta Rescue, the largest no-kill, care-for-life animal sanctuary in the world. They've rescued thousands of dogs, plus cats and horses too. They provide all their animals with shelter, safety, and most of all, love. And they've been doing it for more than 45 years now. Delta Rescue relies solely on contributions to stay open, and giving can bring tax benefits too. Speak with your estate planner about how you can grow your estate while helping animals in need. And check out the estate planning tab on their website to learn more. We love our Thunder and Strudwick, but would love it if other dogs who need love and attention and a home can find those too. Visit deltarescue.org today to learn more. That's deltarescue.org. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.